Hello and welcome to another video blog from home, and today on A Vogel Talks Menopause I'm going to be talking about 7 weight gain mistakes you may be making whilst you're dieting during the menopause. If you like my tips and advice, then please subscribe and remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of all my new videos. Weight gain it's one of the most common symptoms of the menopause, if you like. So many women find that the weight just seems to creep on and it can be extremely difficult to lose. And there can be little mistakes that you could be making on a regular basis that could end up sabotaging what you're trying to do the rest of the time. So what I thought I would do today is look at 7 of the most common mistakes and what you can do to put them right. So number 1 is not enough fat in your diet. This is a big one because we've been brought up to see fat as the enemy, and so many women end up going on low fat diets. 2 problems for the menopause. One is you need fats in order to make hormones. So if you're not consuming enough fats in your daily diet, that could be affecting your hormone production too, just when you need more. The second thing is that so many low-fat foods, because they end up being tasteless without the fat, they get full of sugar. So you can see all these things like low-fat yogurts, low-fat biscuits, low-fat meals, but they contain so much sugar, and that at the end of the day can cause a number of problems, fluctuating blood sugar levels. We can be more prone to conditions such as diabetes going through the menopause. So consuming a lot of extra sugar really isn't good for us at the best of times. So we're looking at having enough healthy fats in our daily diet. I've already done a video blog about this, so if you want to know more, please just click the link. The other thing that can happen is that we don't eat enough food non-stop. And what happens here is if our calorie intake gets too low, the body will think there is a famine happening and it will slow our metabolism down even further. So low fat, low calorie diets can sometimes do the opposite and actually cause weight gain. Number 2, the opposite of not eating enough is eating too much. The problem here is that in the menopause, our sleep can be disrupted. We can end up with fatigue. So we feel rotten, we feel tired, we feel miserable. And what we tend to do is we tend to reach for comfort foods. And these tend to be high sugar foods, high carbohydrate foods. And what happens here is that it shoots our blood sugar levels up, we get a big crash, we feel starving all over again, and this can become a real vicious cycle for continually overeating on all the wrong foods, which at the end of the day don't help our weight and don't help our mood or fatigue either. The other thing we can do is we can eat too much of healthy foods. We can see healthy foods as a key that we can eat plenty of them. Healthy foods can be good for you, but some of them, such as nut butters, such as dairy products, they're really high in calories. So it's a good idea just to look over what you have in your store cupboard, and if any of your foods tend to be really high calories, is just to have these as a treat just once every now and again rather than having them on a daily basis. Number 3 is hidden sugars. There are sugars everywhere in food. Just about every pre-packed processed foods, ready-made meals will have sugar on the list somewhere. And just remember, the higher up the list the sugar is mentioned, and it's not just sugar, so it's things like fructose and sucrose as well, so they can come in different guises. So the higher up these sugars are, the more there are of them in the food that you're eating. So the thing here, yes, it takes time, but it's all about checking labels. I couldn't believe it because at I was out shopping once and I wanted to get some ready cooked salmon to put into a salad, and right there nearly at the top of the list was sugar, and I'm thinking, why is there sugar in a piece of cooked salmon? But it's there, and it's the question of seeking these things out before you buy the foods. Number 4 is skipping meals. We tend to think, oh, if we skip a meal, if we cut down our calories, we will be okay. Again, what happens here, if you don't eat regularly, your blood sugars can dip again. It's going to make you more hungry. You're going to eat more, and you are going to be craving these high sugar foods. If you keep doing that as well, this can cause things like fatigue, headaches, palpitations, brain fog, and skipping meals and getting these blood sugar fluctuations can also trigger hot flushes and sweats too. So there's a huge range of menopause symptoms that can be caused simply by not eating regularly. And remember, you can have the odd snack in between meals. I couldn't do without them. I find my blood sugars can dip really quickly, and I always make sure wherever I go and whatever I'm doing, I've got a healthy snack nearby that I can take if I start to get hungry in between meals. Number 5 is eating too quickly or eating on the run. If we don't eat regularly enough, what happens is that when we do eat, we get so hungry that we just try and eat everything as quickly as possible. Problem here is that it takes our brain about 20 minutes to register that we have eaten enough. So if you are really hungry, if you eat really, really quickly, you can eat twice as much food as you need to within the space of 20 minutes. So when you eat, try not to eat on the run, try and sit down, try to eat slowly, because then you will feel fuller quicker and you can consume a lot less calories as well. So this can be a really good tip for keeping the calorie count down on a daily basis. Number 6 is stress. We know that stress creates a hormone called cortisol, and one of the things that cortisol can do is it can make you feel continuously hungry. So stress and hunger and overeating very often go hand in hand together. So if you're stressed or anxious, then you need to look at stress remedies. Magnesium, it's absolutely great, and magnesium can help with those sugar cravings too, so it's a nice one to add in if you're not already taking it. And number 7 is exercise. In the menopause, because the flight or fight situation often kicks in, we need to watch how much exercise we do. If we don't do enough, our metabolism is going to slow down, and that's going to affect our weight control. If we do too much, the body can go into panic mode because it thinks there's going to be a big drain on your energy, and it will slow your metabolism down as well. So with exercise, it's about getting the right amount and the right type of exercise. Regular exercise and consistency is the key. Doing nothing for 5 days and then going mad down the gym for 1 or 2 days at the weekend, it's not going to help, and that can be one of the major factors that triggers this flight or fight scenario. So it's about getting regular daily exercise. If you only do a little, 10 to 20 minutes a day of a brisk walk is going to do you far more good than one serious exercise session a week. So just nipping out for a quick walk. I'm working from home still at the moment, and one of the things I do, come rain or shine, when I have my lunch, I'm outside for a really brisk walk for 30 minutes. Some days that's all I can manage, but that will keep me going till I can get down to the gym to do my proper exercise sessions. Other thing that you can look at for the majority of women going through the menopause, high intensity interval training is going to be much more beneficial than long drawn out sessions. But it's about personal choice, and it's also about figuring out which exercises suit you best. So as I say, for me, brisk walk at least 5 days a week if I can, and 2 to 3 high intensity sessions a week, and that keeps my fitness and my weight control that little bit easier to handle. So I hope you found this one really helpful. If any of you have got other really great tips which you found helpful for maintaining or helping with your weight loss, then please share them, because as usual, there's going to be lots of other ladies out there who would love to hear about your story. And until then, I'll see you next week for another edition of A. Vogel Talks Menopause.